弟弟，我们要坐这一台哦。弟弟，坐这一台哦。弟弟 ，go go go。
You guys having highballs over there?
Fire truck here. For all those raging fires going on right now.
So is there anybody here from out of town?
No, I'm local here.
What's your name? Hi, how are you? The same name? Can you tell me? I'm Bruce. What's your name, huh? You gonna say? What is it? Oliver?
Oliver.
Oliver. Oh, that's my name too. What a cool name.
Oh, cool.
They call you Ollie?
Hey.
The handsome little boy.
He has fun with his dog.
I guess you guys all had to get skiffed in, huh? Off the big canoe there? Yeah, right. That big boy was in your way for a while there.
A lot of ships in here today.
Every day. It's a vicious cycle.
Good for you, though.
And then September comes, they turn the street lights off and put boards over the windows and everybody leaves.
Oh, man.
So do you stay here?
No, not anymore. I live in Florida now. I'm a retiree. I worked on the state ferry here.
So you don't stay year round up here anymore?
And even when I did, I lived in Haines, not here. Different town.
Yeah, this could be rough on you.
Well, I'm all beat up. I worked hard. And I'm all arthritic, and this is terrible for arthritis. Oh my God. What are you laughing about, huh?
Yeah.
I've always really liked Ketchikan.
How in the world did you get into doing this?
Pardon me?
How did you get into doing this?
Oh boy, you got an hour? Yeah.
Accidental.
Well, actually, Marine Highway started my maritime credentials, and a lot of years you drove trucks and ran equipment, and it just kind of all came together. With old age.
So now you drive a duck.
Now I drive a duck.
He beat you to it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you gotta kind of make sure you have one.
Oh yeah.
I see 7 open seats, Lee.
Yeah, but there's a lot of kids on laps right now, so
Oh, that's true.
let me run through and count really quick. I'm pretty good at it.
Yeah, sure.
Doing it for years.
I got to use my toes in my
Education. Should have all been here if they were coming.
What's he, about 2?
Almost.
Almost?
Yeah, birthday next month.
Oh. You look young for your age. Hope you guys are ready for a good time. This is a nice tour. You're gonna like it.
Oh, they're getting the one that's got coffee in it. They're gonna have a good day. I don't know what they put in that stuff. 12 ounces and I'm buzzed already.
How long does this tour go?
Oh, we'll tell you all that in a minute here anyway. You know.
Not that it really matters.
Oh, it's an hour and a half long.
They'll believe anything we tell them at this point. So.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Confusing me if they told me.
Oh, did they? Oh.
Yep.
Yeah, well, they
To be fair, I'm being a little.
Okay, attention Kmart shoppers. Spill in aisle 4. Hi everybody, welcome to Ketchikan Duck Tours. Yay!
Quack, quack, quack.
My name's Bruce, I'm your driver. I'm a retiree off the state ferry system. I now live in Florida. I just come up here and pluck you guys in the summertime and head back to Florida for the winter. The big tall feller down there, his name is Lee. He's born and raised here. Actually, he's third generation. Matter of fact, his grandfather actually helped write the Constitution for the state of Alaska. They're old school family. They've been here a long time. He's going to be your narrator. He's pretty knowledgeable, and the way he tells it, it's kind of funny. I think you'll enjoy it. Kind of fun.
It's hilarious.
It's hilarious. It'll knock your socks off. It's wonderful. Yes, this is a duck. And any of you guys with no hair or gray hair are probably thinking of a military duck. But actually, this is a Ford pickup truck. They make them in New York State. This is an F650. They cut it and buck it up and put a screw on the back. And because you guys are so nice to give us money to be here, thank you, by the way. It's an inspected vessel, just like the big canoes are. So it's underneath the Coast Guard's rules and regulations, which means it's a government agency, and they went nuts, right? I mean, there's enough life preservers on here for 2 boatloads of people. Fire extinguishers, smoke detectors. There's a halon system under the deck. Again, welcome to K-Town, folks.
You guys ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, here's the deal.
They're mine. They're my dancing shoes. I like to be tall when I go dancing.
I gotta slam the door to make it watertight, guys. That's kind of loud, okay?
No. They're my dancing shoes.
1.
Oh! How many we got, Lee?
48. Perfect. Yeah, you right? Y'all had your coffee and stuff? Which way is your boat going? You going south or north? You guys going south. Was this anyone's first time in Alaska this summer? Raise your hand. There's a few. You okay? Raise hands to your first time here in Sitka. You said you're awake. I had to double check that. Where are you guys from? You guys, what are you scared to tell me? Come on. There's only 2 groups of people I make fun of. You're probably safe. Where? Southern California? Where else? Anyone not from the United States? Huh, no one yelled New Jersey this time. Good stuff. I've had someone yell. No, the 2 groups I picked on is one people from Texas because they think their state's so big it's really funny. If you cut Alaska in half, Texas is the 3rd largest state, just so you know. The other one is people from Seattle because they think it rains a lot there. It's really cute. Yeah, they told me this is how much rain we get in here, like a city or a slogan or that kind of thing. I always like to see people further ones for Ketchikan. There's actually 2 official nicknames for our town. You ever heard that this is called Alaska's first city? A couple people on their heads, most of you haven't apparently. It's called that because not because it was the first city in Alaska. It actually wasn't that, not even close. But when you go north, it's the first one. So it's the first city when you're going north through Alaska. I got a couple people off the Jewel. It's their first city. Also, it was the first city in Alaska to officially become part of the United States. So they gave us the first ever Alaskan zip code, 99901. Makes sense, right? Yeah, it would be the first one. It's also the 2nd highest zip code in the United States. So where's the highest one at? It's not in Anchorage, it is in Alaska. It's Ward Cove, Alaska. Do you know where Ward Cove is? No. It's 5 miles that way. That's it. So if you drive 5 miles north here, you'll officially get outside the city limits, and right after you get outside the tiny little post office there, that's where I get my mail. 99928 is actually the highest zip code. How about our other nickname? You ever heard that this is the salmon capital of the world? Yeah, I've heard that one. Usually more people have. We do catch more salmon than any other place on the planet. I always get people occasionally that say that we're not the salmon capital because they get more salmon than us. But we know that we're the salmon capital for sure. You know how we know that? Because it's written on like every single sign in town. There are questions you don't want to ask in Alaska. Number 1, because you will get very mean looks. Don't ask any store owner if they take American money. They really don't like that one. I do recommend that you avoid this. Speaking of stores, does anyone actually like spawning here? Because this area has 2 things really good for spawning salmon. What are the 2 things?
Fair.
Water is important, yes, but what about the water is important? Nice try, though. I like that guess. What was it? It's not the temperature of the water they care about. Rocks is one of them, actually. They do like that gravelly, rocky bed down there. The what?
The smell of the water.
No, the only smell we have to get used to is the one when they're all here. No, it's the speed of the water is what they like. There's a lot of slow current through here. But I like that joke, thank you. After about a week or so, this will be full of fish. Now, there's a salmon or 2 here and there right now, but when they're all here, which they will be in about 2 or 3 weeks, it's going to look like this. Literally thousands. thousands of them. The smell is fantastic. You have to get used to it, actually. That's the only way we do it. Here, if you get past the one around, be great. I want everyone to see that picture because I want you to know just how thick this gets. It actually gets so thick that when I grew up here, we used to play over there. Schoenbach, that's the middle school, actually. We have one middle school here, one high school, 3 elementary schools. There'd be about 200 students in there when it's full. Not right now, obviously, summertime. Right across from it's this field. This is where we play all the sports in town. So what's missing from the field? I was going to go with grass, actually. Yeah, there's no grass in the ball field. It's made of gravel and seashells. They play full contact football in that field. Yeah. Well, there's something we get too much of to have a grass ball field. Yeah, it's rain. The average rainfall here every year is 13.5 feet. So we don't grow grass in the ball fields. Instead, we grow the next best thing to grass. Tougher children. You gotta be a tough kid to play football and gravel. Everyone now sees why their narrator played basketball when he grew up. I didn't want to go on the field. I thought. I'll stop doing the crappy jokes. I apologize for that one. Crappy jokes, kidding. I kill me. All right, more staircase streets coming up here, and they are legal streets. Every law that applies to this road applies to our staircases. Trash gets taken from them every week. Probably today, actually. It is trash day for a lot of people. The mail has to go to and from them every day. Just like any other road. We're going to see some totem poles. See a lot of them around downtown, one here on the left. They're used for 2 different things, usually. They're either going to be a memorial to somebody important, or they tell a story. Some are both, but sometimes you can find one that's neither. Very rare, but there is one on this door. Coming up on the left in front of a blue house. That is a personal totem pole right there. It's a 50th anniversary wedding gift. Pretty impressive, since they cost between $2,000 and $5,000 per foot. Or we don't know, I've been trying to ask him for years. Here on the left, we have our oldest boat, Robert Thomas Basin. Now, we actually get big tides in Ketchikan. We can actually get 24-foot tides during the full moon. In City, you may have heard about. This is the old red light district where the working ladies used to be. Yeah, this is where Mary Man's Trail goes, by the way, oddly enough. Yeah. So here you're going to, there were working ladies here until the year 1959. Why that year? Why they stopped then? You can stay at that year. So what you'll find here now are a lot of shops, a couple of apartments, a couple of restaurants, and Dolly's house, which is now a museum to Dolly. Got a picture of Dolly right here. Most famous lady we ever had. Came here in 1916, purchased the house in 1919. Cost $800. Sold a lot of whiskey.
Yeah.
I don't know what else. I wasn't around those days. What do I know? I know, right? All right. So we're going to get back onto the road here. It's not the real name for it. It does have a real name. So why do we call it the road? Well, that's a convenience thing, actually, more than anything. Okay, so we're going to get back to this. And I do mean world famous, by the way. This tunnel is in the Guinness Book of World Records. Only tunnel on the planet that you can drive through. Now, we are going to make a couple notes before we go on the wire. We have a couple things we have to log, since this is a Coast Guard inspected vessel. The time we go in, the time we come out, how many people there are, because we're supposed to come back with the same number. Well, they say we can come back with more. Apparently, I'm not sure how that works, but as long as we don't come back with less. We also have to write down the weather every single time. So what I'm doing now is I'm messing with the iPad here, because I try to make this as fun as I can for you guys. It is weird to drive a bus into the ocean, but you can make it a little less weird if you play some music while you go in the water. Because there is a song you can play when you drive a bus in the water. It makes sense. Uh-oh, me, you're gonna love it. See, people think I'm trying to scare them, so I'm going to play something really funky or all that, but no, legitimately want to be fun. There we go. See, now it feels natural. It wasn't a long trip anyway, we have a high tide going right now. They have this thing at the beginning of the year, they say, you know, any song you want to put on these iPads, we'll totally put it on there for you. And I can tell you we get pretty creative. Right? So if you didn't feel nervous before, I bet you find out.
It's amazing you can
Yeah, this is the only duck tour in Alaska, by the way. If any other bus in the state says they're going to drive in the wire, leave. Be very careful with your cameras. As I've seen about 20 of those fall in the water. And that's just the cameras. I've seen like 10 dozen phones fall in the water. And a couple of iPads too, and tablets. And just so you know, if you drop it, I'm not getting it back for you, so don't even ask that. I haven't asked that before. That's dark, it's cold, it's also salt water, which means your electronics pretty much done when it touches it. So keep everything in the duct or attached to it, is basic advice there. Harbor either. So we have a pretty big one here. And there's all kinds of boats. There's ducks when they're doing tours, sailboats, tugboats, personal boats. Smaller yachts, emphasis on small, like that's about as big as you can get with something like that, and it'll fit in here. It's not a large boat harbor in that way. But of course, most of the boats are going to be Yeah, fishing boats, exactly. Commercial fishing boats. There's actually quite a few of them in town today. So that begs the question of, why aren't they fishing right now? Surely it's fishing season. It's salmon season right now. And you think salmon capital, well, these guys should be out fishing all the time. Well, yes and no. The Fish and Game Department makes all the rules for fishing. They don't want to overfish. That's their number one. Sorry, buddy. I don't think you're going to dry out today, so you might be there for a while. They don't fly when they're wet, so... Freeloader?
Chasing you.
Oh, he's just showing off. Look at that. Oh, he's following that eagle. He's going to follow that one, maybe. Or he's going to follow us. He's our guide today. Well, he thinks there's going to be food around here, but there's really not. Well, as of 6 a.m. tomorrow. And they're like, got it. So they all pack everything up as soon as 6 a.m. rolls around. They shoot out there, fish, and they'll get some call about maybe a week later. It says, meaning they also don't have to catch as many when they catch the big ones. We're going to swing our way out of the harbor here. We're going to be on the ocean here. The Coast Guard classifies what's behind me as the open ocean. They're about half right. It's not very open at all. That's about as wide as it gets right there. But it is the ocean, and that's why we're using these modern ducks as opposed to the old ones. They don't let you put the old ones on the ocean, technically. This body of water, we get lots of questions about it, actually. The question we get the most, and I don't mind this question, is when people ask me, does this freeze in the wintertime? Because, I mean, for Alaska, that is a fair question, right? And to answer it, no, it doesn't freeze. It's really hard for the water to freeze here because we have a warm current in Ketchikan. This water you see here is going north. It's the only place in Alaska with a warm current. It's one of the reasons we get so much rain. And the water stays at this temperature basically the whole year.
I always tell people when they're at work before. I always tell them.
Someone's dad was a chaperone and may have brought a lot of pancake mix. Campfire pancakes, man. Can't end a trip any better than that. All right, we're going to get back pretty quick there, guys. I do want to thank you before I get back for the questions, because you had some questions, and they were good questions. I do appreciate that. Like I mentioned before, there are some questions that if you ask them in Alaska, people generally frown upon. I already told you a couple of them. There are some other ones as well. You know what? I know the one that always confuses me that I get every now and then? People ask me how far above sea level my town is. I got asked once by a guy, how long does it take a deer to become a moose? Yep. You know what the best part about that question was? I told him 7 years. Because if you ask me a silly question, I'm going to give you a silly answer. Yeah. But all the ones you guys had, those were great questions. Every single one of them. We appreciate those ones. Now, we are going to take you guys back pretty quick. You have fun. Now, you're going to know something a little bit weird about this, which is that we're not going to go in the same way we came out. And there's a good reason for that. You might want to read the sign right there. One way. The thing about berth 3 is that it's a one way to get out of berth 3. How you get back to it, this is berth 3, it's the weird one, it really is. How you get back to this one is you got to do a right turn at the stoplight downtown, the one that's only on when you guys are here. We'll do it, they don't turn that thing on in the winter. You go behind the Tonga store, this brown building here, you pop out kind of where all those bus lines is starting, and then you can park right there. Yeah. If you're wondering why that dock is empty right now, there is a 5th boat coming in today. It's going to have that spot. That's why they're doing that, yeah. I know, it's a 9,500 person Monday today, actually, really busy day. It's not even the busiest day. We had a Thursday that had 12,000 people this year. Yeah, how many total duck tours were there? There were 19 duck tours that day. Some of these things did 5 tours. Yeah, just so you know, 5 tours is painful. Yeah. Yeah, but people say, well, what's the hardest part of the job? It's been changing every year, but on a day like that, again, the easiest way to do that is to face this direction when you go down. Did you notice when I went to check for Kelp, I was facing backwards? It's actually easier that way. You get more of your weight on the steps that way, and all those nice railings and handholds, they're all in front of you again. So it is better to go backwards. Trust me on that one. Forwards, I can do forwards because I've literally been up and down that ladder 1,000 times. Like maybe more than that. So please go backwards, just humor us. It is a lot easier, trust me on that. If anything's keeping you from using a handhold, coats, bags, that kind of stuff, we can hold that for you. Just let us know. Bruce will be down there. I'll be up here. If you have an umbrella because it's raining today, do not open that thing until you're off the ladder. Because if there's a big gust of wind, it will grab you. Right? So keep them close so you're off the ladder. We do accept gratuities, by the way. They go into this guy right here. Bruce and I split this 60-40. Last thing is, if you guys like the tour and want to let us know, feedback is left in the internet. You can go to Facebook, Twitter, or TripAdvisor. What's also cool about that is anytime we get a review with our names in it, it's a vote towards narrator and captain of the month. So if you like the tour, it's Bruce Lee. Very easy to remember us, actually. I don't really care about winning the contest so much, but my best friend Anthony won last year, and I'm trying really hard to make him lose. Bruce is my best friend, and we mess with each other. So if you did not like the tour, say Anthony was your narrator. I got one review this year. Someone said Lee was the best narrator, better than Anthony, in big capitals. And I read that one. A little tear went down my cheek. I did it. Best review ever. I showed him. He laughed so hard. Yeah. It's how best friends are, right? You know, what you do with your best friend. Make sure you guys are very mindful of traffic. Do what I do. Pretend every person driving a car, driving a bus isn't paying attention. That's all I ever do. I always pretend they're not going to do the smart thing. It's the best way to do it. Also, if you're crossing any road in town, and I can't emphasize this enough, please use crosswalks. Because if you don't, people really frown upon that in this town. But if you use a crosswalk properly, they love that, and they're very polite about it. Just stand at it, stare at the oncoming traffic. Usually they'll stop within a car or two. They're really good at that here. Last thing I'll let you guys know before you go is thanks for going on the tour. Hope you had an awesome time. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Don't get too wet, as my dad always says. Well, I can't say stay dry. There's no way that's going to happen. Hope you guys have fun. Enjoy the rest of your day.